What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I'm anxiously awaiting March 30th, a couple more days. Brandon Rios versus Mike Alvarado, the rematch. Really looking forward to that fight. But there's a fight on that undercard, and I haven't heard too many boxing people talk about it. But I think it's going to be an explosive fight for as long as it lasts. Um, that's the undercard fight between Terence Crawford and Bredis Prescott. Now, most people know Bredis Prescott, and I think he garnered most of his attention from knocking out Amir Khan in the first round. Shocking upset. Everyone pretty much had Amir Khan to win. Bredis Prescott of Colombia went to Amir Khan's country and defeated him in the first round. Brutal knockout. Khan tried to get back up, and then he got back knocked out again. Um, that was before Khan had signed with Freddie Roach and begun his training, definitely before Virgil Hunter. So Bredis Prescott, we know him because he has heavy hands. He's always known as a heavy-handed puncher. He gave Mike Alvarado a run for his money, and he was arguably winning that fight. And then Alvarado mounted an attack. His warrior spirit prevailed, and he was able to stop Bredis Prescott. That was another great fight. I forgot what undercard that was on. Maybe a Pacquiao fight. Then you have Terence Crawford. Most people don't know who Terence Crawford is. I had to definitely do some research a while ago. I had heard the name. And Terence Crawford is an amateur standout. He has a great amateur pedigree with signature wins over Danny Garcia, who's currently undefeated in the professional world, obviously. Carlos Molina, who was undefeated until Amir Khan just pulled him up in weight and beat his ass. And he's fought Mikey Garcia also in the amateurs. And Mikey Garcia is a very smart, ring intelligent fighter, in my opinion. So very technical. And he beat all of them in the amateurs. So, again, a great amateur resume. I've said this time and time again, amateurs versus pro, it's a different ball game. So you can't just go off of that. But either way, those are some signature wins with completely different styles. I think Mikey Garcia is far more technically sound than Danny Garcia. So it's completely different approaches. And this kid is signed with Top Rank recently, and he's being managed by Cameron Duncan. You guys know Cameron Duncan. He manages Nonito Donaire, Timothy Bradley. I think he was managing Kelly Pavlik before he retired, and now he's managing this kid. So obviously there's something that they see in this kid. I did do some research and watch some previous fights, and it looks like he has a lot of potential to grow in the sport and become a force in the sport. So I'm really looking forward to this fight. Two heavy-handed fighters, one younger than the other. Bredis Prescott, aside from having heavy hands, he has a style that could complicate most fighters' nights. So I'll be anxious to see how the older Bredis Prescott looks against someone who hasn't been as seasoned in the professional ranks. My pick for this fight, I think Terence Crawford, with the younger, fresher legs, is going to stop Bredis Prescott. And I also think Terence Crawford is someone to watch for. Like, you guys need to be on the lookout for this dude. I think he's coming. Terence Crawford also sparred Timothy Bradley in preparation for Bradley's fight with Devin Alexander. Some of you guys don't know that. And I guess after they had some good work, and after Timothy Bradley went to Cameron Duncan, like, yo, where'd you find this sparring partner? He seems legit. So Timothy Bradley even had some good stuff. So, I mean, these are all good names. Only thing is, Terence Crawford is coming up from 135 to 140 to fight Bredis Prescott, a heavy-handed puncher. So I'll be anxious to see how he can take a punch at 140. Again, I'm going with the underdog or the youthful fighter in this, and that's Terence Crawford. Again, I think this is somebody that we should probably keep our eye out. And if he stays at 140 and campaigns there, I think it's going to make the 140 division look even more appealing. The only problem is him at 140. He's with Top Rank, and most of the other good fighters are with Golden Boy, aside from Brandon Rios and Alvarado. So it should be interesting. He definitely has a fan-friendly style of fight. He seems like a humble cat. He has a video, I think, on Boxing Scene where he's just doing an interview talking about his preparation. Seems like a pretty humble guy. He seems pretty patient. I haven't seen enough of his stuff to really see much of his flaws. I mean, he's been in there with journeymen and tomato cans, taxi drivers. So this will be his first step up, in my opinion. If you guys go to YouTube and watch the Andre George's fight, He knocked him out in the 5th round. It was a devastating knockout. But again, it's a knockout that you could tell the guy that he fought wasn't on an elite level, just because he was fighting scared, and he allowed Crawford to back him up against the ropes, and he just wasn't throwing anything to keep him off, and he just got hit with the haymaker. So that's a punch I wouldn't expect most people to get caught with. But again, it was an impressive knockout. He really just slumped him over, and he folded and fell to the ground. Kenny Bayless didn't even bother to count. So Terence Crawford, a prospect, someone to watch out for. Mark my words. I see him stopping Bredis Prescott. Again, I think he's just a little bit younger. He's undefeated. He has, I think, 15 fights, and he has a good KO ratio. I don't want to misquote his statistics, but he has a good KO ratio. I just think he's young, hungry, first time on HBO, so I think he's just going to bring in a lot of momentum and probably have taken his training camp seriously. But Terence Crawford, someone to watch. Let me know if you guys have seen anything from him, your thoughts on him as a fighter. Who do you think wins this one? As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Until next videos, Ego, signing off.